The legend has been reborn, introducing the new Hoyo de Monterey. At Hoyo, they're about craft. From seed to soil to sunshine and rain, they obsess over their labors. With skillful hands and passionate souls, they create. They do not settle. They do not concede. They are Hoyo de Monterey, and this is their craft. Experience the uniquely handcrafted Hoyo de Monterey at hoyocigars.com. Paying homage to the Mecca of tobacco, Pinar del Rio, Cuba, Abe Flores opened his PDR cigar factory in the Dominican Republic over 10 years ago. Abe is one of the hottest boutique cigar makers in the industry today, earning the number 10 spot on Cigar Aficionado's Top 25 Cigars of 2014 with the Abe Flores 1975 Serie Privada. Abe and his team use Cuban blending traditions in a modern boutique Dominican factory. Smoke PDR cigars and cut, light, and taste what they love to do. Saga Cigars, makers of the Saga Golden Age. The Golden Age is a cigar that takes you back to the classic days of cigar smoking. Through the 6 generations of experience by the Reyes family, the Saga Golden Age delivers a timeless blend that uses the nobility of the tobacco to bring you the perfect balance of power and flavor. It narrates better than words the history of a family's tradition in tobacco, delivering a cigar much like the ones they used to smoke in the times of Hemingway. Saga Golden Age is a full-bodied, full-flavored Dominican Puro. With tobaccos from one farm, the blend features a Corojo 2006 wrapper and filler from original Cuban seeds grown in the Dominican Republic. Available in 4 sizes at an affordable price, the Saga Golden Age is sure to please and take you back on a journey to yesteryear. Brought to you by Rocky Patel Premium Cigars, the Tabaquero by Hamlet Paredes, developed and blended by Cuban master of tobacco, Hamlet Paredes. This cigar is an exciting addition to the Patel family, featuring traditional and rare sizes hand-picked by Hamlet himself. Smoke Tabaquero by Hamlet Paredes today. For more information, visit them on the web at rockypatel.com and be sure to follow Rocky Patel Premium Cigars on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Welcome back, everyone, to the Stogie Geeks Show. That's right. This is the part where we talk about all of the cigars that we've been smoking. Well, I'm excited this week. We got some awesome cigars to talk about, as always.
We do. We have a lot this week, too, to cover.
The first one I have, Will, is just some awesome packaging. Before I get into that, I want to remind everyone we got a contest that will there'll be a question at the end of this segment, and you will win a 5-pack of Saga Cigars Robustos. There's the picture right up there. You win that 5-pack. These are great cigars from Saga Cigars. Awesome blend. And you'll win that if you can answer the question that we're going to reveal at the end of this segment. So I smoked a My Father Flor de los Antilles. Did I say that right?
Antilles.
Antilles, thank you. It's a tubo. And, Will, this is one of the most gorgeous tubos I think I've ever seen.
We did a segment a couple of weeks ago on
about
tubos.
Packaging.
And we mentioned that.
Tubos.
We did tubos. I think we mentioned this one. This was a really nice presentation. And it's a rounded version of the cigar as well, which is going with the box press.
Yeah, it was a really good cigar, actually. I liked it. It had some consistent flavors throughout. Had some earth, some sweetness. I would rate it a 5, in my opinion. I know this got year before last,
Actually,
number 1.
3 years ago.
3 years ago, number 1 cigar.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
This tubo version was a 5. I think you get 3 of these tubos in a pack.
Yep.
I would get a pack. I mean, just because the tubos are so awesome looking, it's a pretty good price point on these, and it smokes really good. Probably not my favorite size, Will, but a great offering in this line.
It looks fairly large in the picture. What size is that?
It's like a Robusto, I would say.
So it's closer to a Toro, I think.
Is it?
Actually. Yeah.
It's like a large Robusto, which would be a Toro. Right? It's 6x50.
There you go.
6x52.
I would call that a Toro.
Will's looking at the size now. I can see him.
6x50.
6x50.
That's. I call my 6x50 a Toro.
A Toro,
I'm
okay.
terrible about remembering the exact conventions of all the different sizes, but I think that's a Toro.
Yeah, I usually go 5.5 for the Robusto. Anything over 5.5, it's
Is a Toro.
yeah, unless
Yeah.
it's under a 50 ring gauge, then it's a Corona Gorda.
Have you smoked this one, Will?
I've not. I've smoked. There's some variations of the rounded cigars that have been released. I have not smoked this one.
Okay.
Yep. So I have to
You
smoke this one.
think for the most part it's a fiver in this line?
I would yeah, I would say most of the releases in that line I'd put at fiver. I do like the box press Robusto. That's probably my favorite. It's probably up at box split with that one.
Interesting. Okay.
Yep.
Back to you, Will.
I did a tubo as well. And I did a Herrera Esteli tubo. Which
Is this the one sent to us by Drew Estate?
This is the one that's sent to us by Drew Estate.
I remember they sent us a tubo on that. Yeah. What did you think? I'm curious because I really like this one.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I really, really like this one. Normally with the Herrera Esteli, I've been partial to the smaller ring gauges, the Corona, the Corona Gorda or the Corona, I should say, and the Lonsdale, and I had not been partial to some of the bigger ring gauges in this one, but this 6x52 was incredible, is what I'll just say. It was it was everything I expected from a Herrera Esteli. I think it picked up a little more of the cedar note from being in the tubo. It good medium cigar.
I thought it had a lot more sweetness than some of the other cigars in this line.
Yeah, there was like some of the sweetness came from the. That's a really good point. Some of the sweetness came, I thought, from the cedar. There was a little bit of an underlying vanilla sweetness I almost got from this. Not like the vanilla we were talking about earlier, but they had that nice creamy note, that smoothness to it. I put this 10 count boxes. I had this as a box worthy cigar. This was one of my favorite sizes of the line. I don't know if it's belle of the ball in terms of the best one. I think I'd still put the Lonsdale as the best, but this is this is a very good line extension.
Is this a limited or is this a true production?
Regular production.
Drew Estate sent us these. They sent a lot of the cigar media, a whole ton of cigars from Drew Estate.
Nice. I love the tube. It's a fire engine red tube that says Herrera Esteli Toro, and then it has the band around it. So I had that because we got those late last year, and I hadn't smoked it. So this has been sitting for a while in my humidor.
They sent us so many cigars, it took us that much time to smoke all of them.
I still have more. Yeah, I still have more.
Poor things.
I know. Poor us, right?
Yeah.
I tell you what, of all the cigars they sent us in that pack, I can't think of one that I truly did. Like, they did an awesome job of selecting great cigars to send to everyone. It was just a fantastic marketing effort. And it really showcased the quality and diversification of everything that comes out of Drew Estate. It really did.
We heard swish or this, swish or that, but I think I think I've said it several times. They get a passing grade right now, first year of this acquisition. The stuff that came out from the trade show was in that pack, and it was very, very good stuff.
Liga Privada number 9, like box pressed, was in there.
Yep.
Their flavored stuff that was in there.
Very good.
Very good. Tobacco Special, awesome. The samples they sent me really got me turned on to flavored cigars. Really got me loving that Tobacco Special in the Negra, Connecticut broadleaf, infused cigar, awesome. One of the few infused cigars I will smoke on a regular basis.
Yeah.
I smoked the M. Bombay Corojo Oscuro Perfecto. Holy crap, Will. Like, M. Bombay came out with this, powerhouse of a cigar. This cigar has a ton. I mean, when I smoke an M. Bombay, I expect, that medium-bodied, full-flavored cigar. And they do a great job. I mean, they're a sponsor and everything, but I tell you what, a lot of the Casera line, I really love. Because it's just medium-bodied, full-flavored, awesome.
Which wrapper? I just smoked I believe my first, maybe second of their cigars yesterday or the day before. It was like a Super Lancero. I don't know.
Yes,
what they
I think
call
I smoked that one.
Okay, but it was a lighter, natural wrapper. Almost looked like a.
Did it have a shaggy? Well, the one
it did.
It had a shaggy foot on it. Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah, it was
Mel's
very good.
doing some great stuff out of M. Bombay. We really love everything he sent us. To be honest with you.
Yeah, this is one of his older lines, believe it or not, and
this cigar's a powerhouse.
Yeah.
It's a powerhouse, and but it's not going to knock you down powerhouse.
No, but
for Mel's cigars, it's much fuller. And that Perfecto, I thought was the perfect size. It just
Double
worked
Perfecto,
well.
it's great. I called it a box split. I thought it had great flavor. I think it's gonna. The reason I think it's gonna age unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, some of his medium-bodied stuff, like, it's so smokable now that, aging potential on that.
You worry.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried about it, right? Yeah. Like, I would buy Mel's Casera line and some of that medium-bodied stuff to smoke, like, now. Like, I would smoke one every morning on the way to work. I'd smoke it in the morning with coffee. Fantastic. This one, like, I would buy more of just to see how it's going to age. He did a really nice job with this, Will.
I totally agree with you. There was a nice floral note on that thing, too, which I got. But there was a lot of different... I mean, there's a lot going on with that cigar when you smoke it. It may be my favorite cigar of his line right now.
Really?
Yeah. He has a lot of good ones.
I like that. My favorite cigar in Bombay is that it's a Torpedo with the shaggy foot.
That's very good, the Casera.
It's a Casera. It's a Torpedo with the shaggy foot. I don't know if that's the one you smoked, Alex.
Well, mine was Lancero.
It was a Lancero.
Sort,
okay.
Was it like an 8.5-inch Lancero?
It was very long. Whatever.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, that's a long lens.
Came in a canister.
Yep, that's his Lancero. It's 8.5 inches.
I like the Torpedo just a little better.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this was a good, stronger offering from. It shows that Mel can come out with a little stronger cigars and still bring that character. So, back to you, Will.
I kind of smoked another tubo, but this is not your typical tubo. But we were just talking about it. I smoked the La Aurora Preferidos Diamond No. 2, which is that's AKA I call it the Black Diamond because it comes in that black tubo, 5x54 Perfecto Connecticut broadleaf. You know what? I love this cigar. Of all the Preferidos, I think the Diamond, which is the newest, they have 6 of them in that Preferidos line. I love this cigar. It's got some. This is a powerhouse cigar. Still.
It is. It's got a lot of strength to it, but a lot of flavor.
Yeah, I got this cigar, was gifted to me last Memorial Day, and I just didn't smoke it. So I've had it in the humidor 10 months. But wow, great flavor, great broadleaf flavor out of it. It's aged fantastic, is what I'll just say. This has gotten better with age. Not a cheap cigar by any means. You're looking at
$18
to $20 with this, depending where you are. But box worthy, they come in boxes of 8. And I tell you, I think it's taken a step up with some of the age right now because it's just that broadleaf is really smoothed out. I'm going to talk about sometimes broadleaf could be a little rougher or grittier, but not this one at all. It's real nice.
I get like a charred meat kind of meatiness to this cigar with a lot of sweetness too, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of sweetness. You'll get you get some of those coffee notes in there as well. There's some spice. Like I said, the second half of the cigar, it is a stronger cigar for from La Aurora. It's I wouldn't say. Remember we smoked that 6x58 that they did.
They did a 6x58 in this blend.
Yeah,
it was
the Black Diamond.
Oh my God, it was so strong.
It was a regional release.
Wow.
That thing that was one of the strongest.
Is that the Chicho one or something?
Good one.
Like
Yep,
that?
Chico's Choice.
Chico, that's it. Yeah, that's
so
Chris
strong.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's
good though, but I mean strong.
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that may be La Aurora's talked about the Untamed being the strongest. I think that Chico's Choice is the strongest to come out. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
On the opposite end of the spectrum, I smoked a Cuesta Rey Centenario. Did I say that right? Centenario Pyramid No. 9. And this is the Cuesta Rey Centenario, I'm learning, is regular release by Cuesta Reyes. And Cuesta Reyes is that Alta this, Will?
No, it's it is, I believe it's Newman.
Is it Newman? Okay. Interesting.
And that's from your
this is from a vintage. Yeah,
right?
this is from a vintage.
It's J.C. Newman, yeah.
So Big Pete and I did some trading after we bought a bunch of vintage stuff last Friday. And this one is really it's interesting. It comes in a humidor where it has the Connecticut, which is this one I smoked that I'm reviewing right now is the Connecticut, a sun-grown, a Maduro, and I think one other one will. Cameroon. And I've smoked, so I'll review them kind of at the same time. I smoked the Connecticut first, and then I smoked the Sun-Grown.
That's a cabinet collection. Yeah, it's a cabinet collection.
Yeah, this is the Connecticut. There's a couple of pictures in there. It's okay. It's good. I mean, it's not a bad cigar. It's got kind of those like traditional tobacco flavors. I'd rate it as a 5.
And how old was that one?
This one's from like, I don't know, 2003, I think that humidor was.
Okay.
Early 2000s is when they released this humidor. And the Connecticut's just okay. It's not, it hasn't aged out, but the flavors are still like just okay. Like, you know,
it'd be interesting to compare that to one off the shelf now.
Off the shelf now, right?
Yeah,
like I kind of want to, I do.
The blend may have evolved a little bit over those years
It's
as well.
interesting, but I just think it's still like just barely a 5 for me. Mm-hmm. Like we talk about, Will, like our, you know, rating system, like this one, like it just barely made that 5 rating for me.
Right.
Now, the Sun-Grown, in all the ones in this humidor, came in this pyramid number 9 size. Mm-hmm. Again, this is a Cuesta-Rey Centenario Sun-Grown pyramid number 9. In the Sun-Grown wrapper was like out of this world. I mean, this Sun-Grown wrapper produced flavors, and it just mixed it up flavor-wise throughout the whole cigar. Had that complexity, and still had a lot of flavors left in it. I think the Connecticut was a little bit like lacking in the flavor department. The Sun-Grown really kept up with its flavors over the years. And this Sun-Grown was just awesome, Will.
That gets to one of your, I think maybe your first point of the night, that if you don't like a particular blend from a company,
try another one.
Don't be hesitant
there
to try
was
another.
a huge difference between the Connecticut, and I love Connecticut's, don't get me wrong, but the Sun-Grown really stood out to me. And it's interesting, Will, I was talking to Stogie Santa, and he's like, the Sun-Grown in that blend really, I mean, just to show his depth of knowledge of cigars, he's like, the Sun-Grown's really good. I'm like, dude, and the way they're smoking now, I'm like, it's fight Chuck Norris, this cigar. I mean, that's like one step from Oasis. I almost rated it away. Like it's a really awesome fight Chuck Norris. I mean, the flavors you get from this Sun-Grown, oh my God, they're amazing, Will. Smoked awesome. And just, again, the complexity that you get from this cigar. Like if you really block everything else out and just focus on the flavors when you smoke this cigar, really, really awesome. And these are vintage cigars.
I was going to say, in a 12, 13-year-old cigar, too. That's
an old cigar, and it had just awesome flavor. Still had some, not strength, but it had a lot of body. Like it wasn't thinned out. Like it still had a lot of flavor left in it. So, I really like this Sun-Grown cigar. I don't know that we've reviewed any Cuesta-Reys before on the show.
No, it's funny, when I talked to Bobby Newman, when I did that interview with him, I really, one brand, if I want to interview him again and talk about, is Cuesta-Rey. We really didn't touch on that enough.
I had no idea they made that.
It's in their portfolio.
Is that a Cuban? That's not a Cuban brand. That's like their own.
It is. No, it is.
Is it a Cuban?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's like I said, I always forget it. I even just forgot now. It's in the Newman portfolio. So it's kind of one of their. It's been more of a dormant brand. I don't think they've done much with it over the past few years. But
to get some of these vintage though was interesting. I was excited to smoke them.
Yep.
And like I said, Connecticut, it was okay. It was good. It wasn't bad. I enjoyed it, but the Sun-Grown really stood out. And I've got the Maduro and the Cameroon still yet to review.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting that out of Fuente, so it's a good cigar.
The burn and construction was awesome on both of them.
Yep.
And for torpedoes, sometimes that can be tough. But it was, I clipped off just a little bit, and they both burned, and draw was awesome on them. So.
Agree, yeah.
Back to you, Will.
I smoked... I smoked. No, this week was Avo's 90th birthday. It was on Tuesday, March 22nd. I didn't smoke this on Avo's birthday, but I published the review on Avo's for Avo's birthday, as I do every year. But I smoked it over the weekend. But it was I smoked the Avo XO Intermezzo. This is actually a 5x50 Robusto.
Tubo? Is it Tubo?
It comes in the Tubo.
I've had it in the Tubo. Yep. Go ahead.
I didn't smoke this one in the Tubo. This was from the regular box offering.
Okay.
Same cigar, but they offer 2 different packaging options with them now. I wouldn't say it's my favorite size of the XO line. I mean, my all-time favorite in that line was the old short little petite.
That's the Presto.
The Presto that they don't make anymore. I did a few months ago smoke the Legato, which is the 6x54 Toro, which I liked a lot. But this is a good. I mean, this is a good cigar. It's you're gonna get, it's a classic Avo is, I guess, the best way to put it. It's in that mild to medium range. It's I think they've done a good. This is the new packaging. I think that these cigars, now that they've had some time on the shelf, they're starting. They're very much in they're very much what I remember the XOs being. Still, it's a good cigar. Excellent construction. They're a little pricey. They're $10, but I enjoyed it. I think it's, like I said, it's classic Avo in my book. It's a $5.
I love the Avo XO.
I do.
I agree with your size assessment, though. I think the Presto and the Petite Corona, probably one of my favorite Petite Coronas to smoke of all time, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
The Robusto, to me, is okay. I agree with your $5 assessment on it. I like the Toro a little better. However, like 2 or 3 tent sales ago, I grabbed the XO Toro, and like I smoked through the whole box. Like, it was just awesome. It was awesome. So I agree. I like the Toro a little better.
Yeah.
Avo XO is just one of those cigars that, if you like to smoke Cuban cigars, you like those medium-bodied cigars, it's one of the like bells of the ball amongst those like medium-bodied blends. Like, it's really, really good. It's one of those like Avo brands that I think really stands out in their line as being medium-bodied and full-flavored.
And that's why I'm real excited to smoke that Avo 90s, because they basically started with the XO, and then they created another blend around the filler components of that. So that's why. And now the reports I've heard from that new Avo 90s are all very positive from people I really trust. So in my cigar shop, who already smoked it right off the truck and loved it. So
nice.
I'm going to give it a little time, but yeah, I'll have it, probably talk about it in a couple weeks on the show.
I picked up some Hoya Reds, and this is the...
This one surprised me a bit with your rating. I want to hear about this one.
This is so we had a box of Hoya Reds, Will. There was a smaller... There's like 2 Robusto sizes in this line. This is a larger Robusto. I feel like this is like...
This is the Canonzano. Yes, it was. When I looked at it, was looking at what the size was. Yes, it's that Canonzano.
It's larger than the... We smoked like a 5x50.
Right. This is a little bigger.
This is a little
closer to a Toro.
This is like a 5.5x52, I would say.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't like this one as much as a smaller Robusto. Like the smaller Robusto, I really liked. Got a lot of body, a lot of flavor from it. And I did from this cigar, but like not as much. So my rating was a 5 on it. Like, you still get those Hoya Red flavors, but to me they're a little more muted on my palate when I smoked just one of these. And I thought it was good, but I like that smaller Robusto a lot better. A lot better. So this one for me was a 5.
I would I smoked that size. I would agree. You're saying that. I love that. I think that Robusto is the best size in that line. Yeah.
Back to you, Will.
I smoked the El Huehuenís Churchill by Foundation Cigars. That's Nick Malillo's.
Huehuense.
Well, did I just? Yeah,
it's a very difficult name, but a good stick.
Yeah,
it is. Huehuense.
Huehuense.
The wise man.
I am, and I had that ready to go, and I didn't say it right.
All right.
We were just talking about this earlier on. This was a cigar that it needed some time. There's no question this cigar needed some time to kind of showcase what it is.
And we smoked this one unbanded too.
We smoked a smaller size of this unbanded. We didn't smoke the Churchill. Mm-hmm. I forget which size we smoked. I think it was the
Robusto. Yeah.
Yeah, we smoked the Robusto. Now, the Churchill is the one everyone's talking about.
Love the Churchill.
I love the Churchill. There's an interesting flavor I was getting off this Churchill that I didn't get off the other side. It's more like a mesquite, almost like a mesquite I was getting off this cigar. A little more of a smokiness, which I was a little...
It's got a different dimension to it than the Robusto. I would agree. Well, I smoked probably 2 Robustos and at least 3 or 4 Churchills. I would agree.
Yeah, I'm not ready to crown this belle of the ball yet, the Churchill, but I think right now it's the leader. Definitely, there's a couple more sizes I still got to smoke in this line. But I tell you what, it's a really really good cigar, and I think it's for Churchill, it's going really good. I have it right now as a box split. Um, this is one of those cigars I want to see in a year. When you put those, we talked about vintage cigars. I want to see what this is going to be like in that vintage cigar category because I think it's going to be really good. But right now, solid box split right now. Enjoyed this Churchill quite a bit, and I'm very picky on a Churchill. So
Nice.
yeah,
I smoked a La Polina Mr. Sam Toro. This one was really good in the first half. Like, first half was awesome in this cigar. And I had a couple of people trying to sway me into the Robusto size. I kind of wanted to go a little bigger in this blend for whatever reason. So I picked up the Toro. And I tell you what, in the first half, this cigar rocked. Like, tons of flavors. In the second half, Will, and I only smoked one for this review, and I don't know if it was a factor of the environment or whatever, but in the second half, it kind of fell apart for me.
I agree.
Which I was disappointed. Is that just the way this cigar smokes, or was it a factor of my environment and my palate?
I'm in total agreement with you on this.
Really?
When that cigar came out, this was 2013. It was a short Robusto, and it was a limited run. Then they made it regular production a year later, and they added a couple more sizes. We talked about sometimes when a cigar goes regular production, but I think it was fine in those other the smaller side, the two smaller sizes. The Toro, there was something in the second half. I think this cigar is just better in the smaller size.
Was one of those the Kill Bill? I know I've had several of those and enjoyed them.
Yeah, no, actually, that's in the El Diario line.
Oh, okay.
This is the one, like El Diario, they make it out of Honduras. This one they make out of El Titan de Bronze. But it's a very good cigar. I mean, the Mr. Sam is a very good cigar, but I'd rather have it in the short Robusto.
Interesting. I bought that one on the tent sale as well. I probably should have went with the Robusto.
I would have went with the Robusto, but, again, you were at the tent sale, so...
I didn't listen to people.
Did you buy a box?
I did.
Huh?
I did.
What's your rating on it?
I would give it a 5.
That's where I would put it. It's still a good cigar.
It's still a good cigar, but like I said, I wanted the second half to be as good as the first half, to be honest with you.
Keep 5 and trade the others.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just keep smoking half of them, right?
Well,
I hate to do that. I want this cigar to be good all the way through because it has potential. Maybe some age will help that second half is my hope. Being the purchaser of a whole box, that's my hope, is that I'm going to go back and smoke these and going to get better in the second half.
Yeah.
Back to you, Will.
So I smoked the Alec Bradley Black Market Filthy Hooligan Barber Pole, the 2016 edition that came out.
Excellent.
And so this is Filthy Hooligan is the Candela version in the Black Market line. For this year, what they did is they decided to make it a barber pole. So what they actually did with this, and when you look at the cigar, is they wrapped a Nicaraguan jalapa wrapper. They kind of twisted it around the Candela base. So
was this the one that started out as a dirty hooligan, and then due to potential trademark issues, sounds like it was a graceful, it's kind of close, we'll change the name kind of thing.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. It never got released as a dirty hooligan.
Dirty rat, is that?
Yeah, I think that was the thing.
Yeah, and it was, from everything we saw, it was very amicable. And in fact,
I like when it goes really amicable like that with trade. I mean, being in business for as long as I have, I've had my share of trademark disputes, right?
Yeah.
And I like to see it go when it's amicable, it works out for everyone, right? Like everyone preserves their brand. And I think Alec Bradley has done a great job marketing the Filthy Hooligan as they have. And I think it's been a pretty solid cigar. I don't know what your rating on this one was, but it seems to me like it's been a pretty good cigar for them.
The interesting thing about that whole Alan Rubin, actually, when it was ready to go as the Dirty Hooligan, he changed the packaging, which was I know that Jonathan was very appreciative of that. I don't know it was like Alan Rubin did that on his own from everything I read. And I
kind of like the Filthy better.
I kind of like
for that line.
I think you're right, Alex.
Yeah.
I like the filthy. I think it stands out more on its own as a filthy hooligan.
I really do. And in fact, this year what they did is they kind of market it more as a filthy hooligan brand. So they changed the packaging up this year. So it's not a black. It used to be it used to use the black market packaging. Now it has its own. It has that the Candela. It's more of an olive green. Again, it's not that Kermit the Frog green.
Yeah.
But that's what I always
Kermit the
call
Frog green kind of turns you off when you smoke. I agree. Will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'll say this: the filthy hooligans. We talked about this last week. I thought it got better with age. These Candelas, right? So that being said, with this particular cigar, despite the barber pole, this thing started out Candela through and through. I mean, when I lit this first up, I was getting those heavy dose of grassy notes,
Herbal notes, yeah.
Yeah, it was heavy, a little heavier than I like, and I'm like, oh, I don't know where this is going, and I don't even remember the original Filthy Hooligans doing that. But then, as it kind of got into things, I started picking up some of those. Notes from the jalapa wrapper, some sweetness. Some of the coffee notes were coming in there. So I actually thought it kind of, after I got through that first part, it got better. The last third, again, there was more of a grassy component, but it wasn't as heavy grass like I had early on. It burned very well. I mean, it was. It's not a strong cigar. It's in strength, I think it's mild to medium max. The flavors are more medium body. Right now, I have it as a try one, but I kind of caveated it again. When I went back and smoked these Filthy Hooligans with a year of age on it, they got a lot better. Mm-hmm. I know when we talked about that on our Candela show. So right now, I try one, which is certainly I'm telling people if you want Candela, and I think it's a fun cigar to smoke. We'll see what happens with it right now, but it wasn't quite up there with the pickle juice, which I really loved this year.
Really interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to try that?
The pickle juice? I haven't. No.
Oh, you haven't. You haven't.
I've got one out in my car if you want to. It's got a little crack in it, but you're welcome to.
Oh, I would love to try it.
You should definitely get it because they're selling those things out everywhere.
Yeah, I actually reached out to them to see if they wanted me to bring any up. I'm friends with some of the guys down there, and they said that they were sold out. So they weren't looking to expand their market, which I guess is a nice position to be in. But I do happen to have one in the car if you'd like.
Yeah, I would take them up on that, Paul. It's
absolutely.
I think you'll really like it.
Will, anytime you send me Padrones, I get excited to review.
Yeah, well, first of all, so the little cheroot size or whatever it was that you were talking about from the party, those are just unattainable?
So last week we talked about it was a Parejo size. It was like Grand Corona size.
It was like a Corona 6x46.
Yeah, Corona Gorda.
Oh, 6x. Oh, all right. I totally misread that.
Natural Maduro was friggin' amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
That blend, all we know about it is they released, it's a different blend. It was released for Jose Padron's 90th birthday, and it only went to Smoke In.
Mm.
So whatever
I
we
would
got.
buy a box of each wrapper. I totally would.
Let me know when you do.
Oh, my God. They're so awesome. And now they've come out with a new 1964 in a 4x54.
Right. Now, we don't have the official name for this cigar yet. Okay?
No name for it yet.
Now, here's the only thing we know about the cigar. It's a 4x54. Cigar Aficionado actually...
Call it the big block.
Yeah.
Cigar
Aficionado actually...
454.
Yeah. They talked about it, but there were retailers that got a soft launch of this cigar. And it happened to be Tinderbox in Charlotte got it. From what I heard, the name Hermosos may be the name of the Vitola.
Yeah,
but that's not official. It's not official yet. So this cigar is, I'd say, it's a pre-release. It's not a pre-release, but it's a soft launch. And that it was being sold at Tinderbox.
I tell you what, these smoke wonderful. I smoked the natural, and this is a 1964 blend 4x54.
Yep.
Really embodies everything about that 64 blend.
Oh, absolutely.
And just, it doesn't let up with the spiciness, which it doesn't overpower you, but adds to the blend. And that's what I love about the natural wrappers in any of the Padrones, right? That natural wrapper has a awesome spicy component that's balanced off with some sweetness, and it really comes to fruition in this 4x54. I would call it box worthy, just because it's so well balanced. And the wonderful thing about smoking Padrones, and in particular the ones I smoked recently, the special release in this size, is like I burn my fingers on every single one. And you can't say that about every cigar, right? No. But the ones from Padron, I'm like, the only reason I'm putting this out is because I have no skin left on my fingers when I'm smoking it. And if that doesn't speak volumes as to how awesome the cigar is, I don't know what does. This was just a fantastic cigar, box worthy all day long. I could smoke these all day long.
Did you smoke the Maduro yet?
Not yet.
Okay, I'm curious on that one too. I think this is going to be a really good release for Padron. Like I said, that 4x54 size, just really, they did well with the blend in that.
So is that something you anticipate they're coming out with this summer?
I think it's going to be regular release, right, Will?
Regular release probably at the show? Or
it probably will be either right before the show or at the show. Like I said, they gave some boxes to some retailers, I think, just kind of test the market out with it. That's why we got it. But like I said, the only place I had actually seen this cigar in Tinderbox before Aficionado had the story on it.
Nice.
Because I had no information. And then I had my buddy Stace, who works at Tinderbox, because the Tinderbox that has it's all the way across town in Charlotte, and he works at that store. So he got us some of those. He picked us up some of those. So
well, thank you. I think that in the natural, it might be my favorite 64. To be honest with you,
it really is. And I'm not. I think I was talking about. I'm not the biggest fan of short smokes, but this one it really works well in that size.
Maduro, we'll see, because I like the pyramid size in the 64 a lot, especially with some age. We'll see how the Maduro in the short size works, but the short size in the natural is box worthy all day long. I mean, they just did such a nice job.
I think this is going to be one of those Padrones that it's going to be like you're either going to be Team Natural, Team Maduro.
Yeah.
But neither one's a dog rocket.
Yep.
I'm leaning towards the Natural right now with it myself.
Nice.
But the Maduro is very good, so I think you'll like it.
Back to you, Will.
I smoked the EP Carrillo Edition Limitada 2015. Which has kind of been one of the quiet limitadas that's come out. We talked about some of these we talk about Dark Rituals. I think that's just, with that series, it's probably the best one that's come out.
Who's that?
Especially
Dark Rituals. Is that EP Carrillo?
Yeah, it was a 2011 Limitada.
That one I'm not familiar with.
Yeah, it's it's 4 years old already, 4.5 years old. This one, what they did is it is a 6x54 Toro featuring a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper, and it's all Nicaraguan binder and filler. This was it wasn't my favorite of the Limitadas. This one has more of a grittier, a little bit of a rougher profile than maybe Dark Rituals does, which we've talked about that black cherry sweetness with the Dark Rituals. But it actually works. It actually was good still, is what I'll say. It's very much classic Connecticut broadleaf with Nicaraguan tobacco is what you're going to get. I did enjoy it. I thought it was well constructed as well. I thought it had a little bit, it was actually a stronger cigar too. It was on the upper end of medium to full in both strength and body, close to being a full-bodied cigar. I put it at $5. It's a $15 smoke. It's not cheap, but I think if I like what Ernie does with Connecticut broadleaf. Cardinal's still my favorite Connecticut broadleaf in his line. I like the EP Carrillo Maduro as well. This is, like I said, a little bit more of a grittier profile. Almost reminded me of San Andreas a little too sometimes, but liked it. Definitely pick up a $5 of these if you want to spend the money on it. It's pretty good.
I smoked some from Esteban Carreras. In fact, the shop next door did a trip recently to Esteban Carreras. This is a 5150 Toro.
Yes.
It's got a slight taper to it. This cigar really works in this size, in this wrapper. I don't know much more about this cigar. Other than that, I really liked it, Will. Like, it had a really good flavor profile, so much so that I called it box worthy. Like, this was a really good cigar. It was.
Which size did you smoke?
This was a Toro.
Okay, yeah. So that's a Sumatra blend
Yeah.
that they do. That blend's been around almost 6 years. It's a really good cigar. I agree
cigar.
with you on that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree. In fact, I've smoked more of the torpedoes of that one than the Toro, and I liked it as well.
Are you all? I think we're out of yours, Will. Right?
I'm out. I'm done.
I just have two more. Espinosa Habano Robusto. This is one you sent me, Will.
Yep, this is courtesy of the Espinosa.
Yeah, nice, really crisp flavors. And I don't say that about every cigar. Like, some cigars just have, like, there's no other way for me to describe it other than, like, crisp, right? And, I mean, the flavors are there, but the characteristic that I really get from this cigar is, like, that. Is this Nicaraguan, Will? Nicaraguan Dominican?
It's Nicaraguan Dominican, and it's Ecuadorian Habano, I believe, on that.
It just has, like, that crispness to it. I don't know other way to describe it other than it's not so much a flavor or taste as it is a characteristic. And I really like that about this cigar. It's just very clean smoking, very nice smoke. I gave it a solid 5 in my opinion.
They went back to the drawer. They had a Habano. They have reblended it, and they put new banding on it. And I think they did a much better job with this one.
Nice. I like it.
Yep.
I smoked a Pura Sol Maduro 5x50.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is another one you sent me, Will.
This is. I think they sent this directly to us. Maybe I did, but
okay.
This is Robert Wright's.
Really dark Maduro.
Box press
Maduro,
yeah.
And the flavors very much kind of coincided with the wrapper. Like, it's a really dark, rich Maduro, and it's very strong. And I mean, as we all know, like, wrapper color doesn't necessarily delineate. In this case, like, that dark wrapper definitely delivers those deep, rich flavors.
It holds up. Truth in advertising.
Oh my God, it's a strong cigar, but it's very chocolatey. I got like there wasn't much in terms of complexity. It's kind of like that chocolatey component.
Right.
Strong cigar all the way through. I rated a solid 5 as well. Like, if you're looking for a strong cigar, this is a really good one, and it produces that chocolatey component. Not too much else going on in the cigar, but it's still good. Do you agree, Will?
I didn't quite have the strength level as high as you did. I think it was on the upper end of medium to full, but again, it could have been. I only smoked one of these, but I thought it was, like I said, it wasn't a cigar that changed up a lot, but it's a solid offering in that line. Did they send you the barber pole too?
Yeah, I think I do have a barber pole.
Yeah, the barber pole. The barber pole is gonna have a little interesting. It's gonna be it's got that same Maduro wrapper on it, but it's a little.
Nice.
You'll see, it's different. The barber pole is very good too. I had this Maduro at a 5 as well.
Now, Will, did you smoke Unbanded 108?
Yes, I did.
Is this the Petite Corona?
The Petite Corona.
Oh, good. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
What did you think about it?
I thought it was a good cigar. It definitely was a spicier cigar.
Yes, I thought it had a lot of power, a lot of spice, a lot of
power,
strength. Yeah,
a lot of pepper. Had some of the classic Maduro earthiness to it. Little bit of sweetness, not much, I'd say. Maybe early on I got some sweetness. I had it as a solid 5, but I was,
Me too.
I was trying to pin what this is.
I don't know what. Yeah, I mean, for me, Will, I agree. It was tough because I had a cold and I smoked it today. I try and smoke the Unbandeds like the day of the show, so it's fresh in mind. That's the cigar right there.
Yeah,
it's a Petite Corona, dark wrapper, spice and pepper. I would say definitely in this cigar. I would a little bit of sweetness. I would go with that. Will.
It has to be Nicaraguan. It has to be a Nicaraguan.
It was good, but it was like really in your face.
Yeah,
and not so much with flavor. It was in your face with those other components like spice and pepper.
Right.
And I think a lot of people gravitate towards those Petite Coronas that are really like in your face with those characteristics like that. I'm not one of those people, which is why I just rated it a 5. I like a little more complexity, a little more flavor, a little more medium body to my cigars. I can see the appeal to these petite Coronas that they're almost like, one of my issues with them is they're almost tough to draw, right? Because I think they're trying to pack some tobaccos in there, right? Which make them a little tougher to draw, a little tougher to burn in those petite Coronas, Will. There's not a lot of surface area to burn because you're in a petite Corona. So, again, that kind of factored into my rating of a 5. I didn't think it was a bad cigar. Certainly 5 is not a bad rating. But
now, you didn't. Now, you having a cold when you retro that cigar. This was one that had a very sharp spice to it.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, you definitely got it on the retro.
It was in your face.
Yeah, it was.
I love these unbanded.
Yeah.
With our cigar club, when we first formed it, again, years ago, we started a whole series where we would each take turns, some of the founding members, putting together a blind tasting.
Yeah, it's a lot of work to put together a blind tasting.
It is a real pain in the ass,
though.
But it's such a great experience. It really is.
I have the envelope, Will. There's the picture of the unbanded 108.
Now, Paul, I think what we're going to do is I'm going to set up a competition with these unbandeds where we maybe kind of see how many, if we get some of the components right, and maybe we'll do a little scoring with it.
I think there's definitely some Nicaraguan in it.
It's definitely Nicaraguan in it.
Chupacabra, having not even tasted it, just based on
your guess, Chupacabra.
That's a good guess.
It's a good guess. Come on. I would say it's a Falto Perla. Kind of felt to me, but it's kind of too big for that.
It wasn't. Yeah, but it had too. It wasn't. Didn't have that.
No, even the Falto Perla doesn't have as much.
Take that label out. Let's see.
Let's see what it is. I'm opening it.
I'm so hesitant to even throw out my guess. I mean, I didn't smoke this for the record.
I'm crinkling. This is a 724 Factory 57.
Oh.
Wow. That's
in the Petite Corona.
I haven't had that in the Fatigue. That's a good one. That's Kurt's
That's a good
cigar.
one. It's a powerhouse cigar. I tell you what.
There you go.
Put some of these down for a while. I think it's got great aging potential.
I see what the blend is on that.
What is the blend, Will?
I got to look that up.
Is that your only blind one tonight?
That's our only blind one. Yeah, we smoke one a week. We do one a week. Yeah.
Nicaraguan Habano wrapper, Costa Rican binder, and Honduran, Nicaraguan, Mexican, and Colombian filler.
Wow.
Colombian.
Yeah.
They're packing a lot of filler in there.
Because normally the Colombian is a mellower tobacco.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was bold in your face.
Yeah, it was. I've had that in the Robusto and the Churchill and the but not the Corona.
On to our contest question for this week. This is for the 5-pack of the Saga Cigars. And you have to email the answer to the show at StogieGeeks.com. You can listen to the live show. You can listen to the recording. It's about 2 weeks before we close out the contest, so you got some time to do it. So make sure you send in your answers to the show at StogieGeeks.com. The contest question for this week comes from our friends at Tobacconist University. I took it right from the book at Tobacconist University. What is the essential... important. What is the essential element in Spanish cedar that repels and prevents insects?
Wow.
That's the original usage, believe it or not, for Spanish cedar, because you can use lots of different woods for humidors. Spanish cedar is a choice, mostly by preference, but there is an element inside of Spanish cedar that repels and prevents insects. What is that essential element in Spanish cedar? Email the answer to the show at StogieGeeks.com. The correct answer we'll pick at random, and we'll win the 5-pack. When we put the 5-pack up, wonderful 5-pack. Put that picture up. I just spent a lot of time on this picture.
That's a really good blend. That is the
Saga blend
Golden
is
Age.
awesome.
Golden Age.
That's not the picture.
That's not the picture. I want to see that picture. I spent a lot of time.
That's not the picture either.
That's not the picture either. I spent a lot of time on this picture.
We had it up earlier.
We had it up earlier. It's an awesome picture of the 5-pack.
Although that is a fine picture.
It is a fine picture. Yeah. There's two really good-looking gentlemen.
Martinis, man. These are trouble.
Good-looking gentlemen in that picture. Fine-looking set as well. Did you see the new set, Will? Did you see the fish?
Yeah, they did a great job.
We did some rearranging here. Can we get that 5-pack up, though?
No.
No,
you may not.
Denied.
But while we're waiting, I want to thank Steve for the martinis. Those were exceptional.
You mean Keith?
Keith. That's
Yes.
what I said.
After 2 martinis, you forget his name. After 3, you forget your own name.
Right. Let's stop at 2.
That's how they work. Again, 1's not enough. 3's too many.
Yeah. 2's perfect.
2 is perfect. You had 2.
I did.
Anyway, all the olives. I'm pretty proud of you.
You don't want to waste.
They're good. They're good. Apparently, we lost the picture. Sorry, it was an awesome picture.
We did have it up earlier.
And it was shown.
It was shown.
It absolutely was.
So briefly, it was shown.
Yeah.
It took me like 3 times longer to get the right picture.
Yeah.
Than the amount of time we had it on the screen.
But look at that fish.
I worked hard, but look at the
that
fish. Look at the fish.
The Billy Bob fish with Billy Bass, or
No, it's just a wooden fish. It's not a talking fish. It's not the talking bass.
3 martinis, it talks.
it's not. It looks like the Tony Soprano fish.
That's awesome. Let's see how long we can beg for the picture before they just keep switching between shots and denying us.
So
awesome picture. We took awesome pictures, not just me, but the whole staff. When we got back last Friday, we were taking pictures of everything.
Yeah.
The picture of the contest cigar picture, the Saga. Yeah,
there you go.
That's look how beautiful that picture is. It's awesome.
With the cello, I'm impressed because it's very hard to photo
that's
cello.
why I'm so excited about it, because to take a picture, and that wasn't even a light box, Will. Because if you put cello cigars in a light box, forget it. And I was, to be honest with you, the backstory behind that picture was we took pictures of so many cigars. I was lazy, and I didn't want to take the cellophane off the cigars and then put it back on. And I think some of do those have a pigtail cap on them, Will?
I believe so.
Now you want it back again?
No. When you take the cellophane off, like normally when you take the cellophane off a cigar, right? Like what do you do? Like you pinch the end.
Right.
And like when you have a pigtail on there, you pinch the end, the pigtail falls off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. So I didn't want to take the cellophane off. So it took me about 17 pictures before I got that one
but you
right.
got it. And now they've seen it.
But I got it.
Yeah.
And now they've seen it.
Yeah.
Ever so briefly. It's gone forever.
Yeah.
You have to
just
rewind the video and go look at that picture again if you're watching, because it's awesome. There you go. There it is.
I can't see in the picture, but
it's
it
good.
does have a pigtail.
It does have a pigtail.
It's
they're awesome cigars. Make sure you enter that contest. So.
Yep. Now, public service announcement. No show next week.
No show next week.
No show next week. Yeah.
We'll be on the road. We'll have lots of things to report on.
Yeah, we're gonna have it. Paul and I are taking a very interesting road trip. We're just gonna kind of keep it at that, and there'll probably be
You're gonna maybe see some videos on Facebook, because Will and I are gonna spend a lot of quality time in the car doing some road trips in Florida. So you're gonna see some interesting road trips. I'm gonna take. I'm gonna bring my phone, Will, maybe some video cameras.
You know, it's
While
funny.
we're driving, I'm gonna maybe do some videos and put them on Facebook. So look for those next week. It's gonna be interesting.
My son talked me into taking him to Charlie's Steakhouse in Orlando. It's going to cost me a pretty buck, but he's graduating, so.
It's not. It's probably about the same as you're going to pay for the smoking fee in the rental car that you're getting, Will. Because there's no way I'm spending 2.5 hours with you in the car not smoking.
Well, I put it like this. That's going to. Well, we have some ways around that. And,
all right, that
comes out of the Stogie Geeks budget.
That's right.
Try Febreze as the first effort.
There's going to be a donate button on the Stogie Geeks website that's going to be solely for a smoking fee that we're going to spend.
Listen, I can't remember which rep it was, but somebody, it was a sales rep for another line, told me they always complain about a smell of smoke when they first get the car.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
I've heard that from multiple reps. It's funny
that.
you say that. Multiple reps have told us that.
I have done that. And
we'll be doing it again next week.
Yes, and I
at least there's no record of it.
I did it. The last time I did it was about 1.5 years ago. So
I rented a van.
You're due for another time. Will.
Just real quick, I promise. I rented a van for a cigar club. We went to I think this was a brewery trip that we did, and there was no smoking policy on the ride up, and everybody bitched about it, but we followed it. Yeah. Nobody smoked in there.
Have a couple beers.
I went and turned it in, and based on the leather jacket I was wearing, the guy goes, "You guys smoking in here?" I said, "No, absolutely not." He went through that thing like 5 times. I said, "Smell my jacket." And he was like, "All right." And at the end, he didn't charge me. We hadn't smoked in that thing for the whole day, and the son of a bitch almost hit me with the penalty anyway. Oh,
good Lord.
I would have fought it. Anyway. Febreze and claim the smoke ahead of time.
There you go.
Yep.
We're going to do that.
Words of wisdom from
Unless you
Manuel and Noah.
work for a rental car company and you're watching, we're not going to do that.
No.
No, we're not going to say it. And I'm not going to say the rental car companies.
Well, thanks everyone for watching. That concludes this edition of the Stogie Geek Show. We won't see everyone next week, but we'll see everyone the following week. Yep. So thanks everyone for watching.